Hello, I'm Chris with Atlantic Drain. Today we're installing a perimeter drain in an apartment building, and as you can see we have jackhammered the floor along the wall. That's the problem area. This wall has so much water coming to it that we're going to be installing 2 sump pits in the one unit here in the basement. So what we do is we dig out all the rubble, put it into buckets, and remove it outside to a dumpster or to a truck, and just get all that old gravel and clay out of our trench. The hydrostatic table under the basement floor varies tremendously, so we're going to be digging this pretty deep. It also has a pipe perimeter drain that's going through the wall to the next unit. We'll be hooking that up as well. Once we have our trench dug out, we're going to go ahead and cut in the sump pit. Here we're just making some lines on the basement floor so we can use a concrete saw and make some cuts there on the floor so we can do some jackhammering. Thank you. Now, if you are doing this in your basement, be sure to wear goggles, a mask, and ear protection while you're cutting with a concrete saw. Also, a little bit of water there on your cut line will help keep the dust down somewhat. We actually have an exhaust system to help control that dust so that it just exits out the wall. Once you've cut your concrete, you can go ahead and jackhammer that area out. This is for the sump pit once again. This all has to be taken out so that we can install a sump pit. And we're doing this on both sides of the trench, both the left and right sides of the trench here, so we can install 2 sump pits. This wall has so much water coming to it that we need to be sure to control it. We do not want to have to get back into this system after we've finished our work here on the wall. Okay, so we've jackhammered the area of the sump pit, and now we're removing the rubble into buckets, and once again that all has to go outside. So the best way to carry that out from the basement is with buckets. And there you can see our exhaust system that we have installed. That's what you're hearing in the background. Is we actually have that hooked up to a leaf blower. And that's me giving you the thumbs up, letting you know it's easy once you know how. Okay, we've removed the rubble from the area of the sump pits. Now we're digging out the sump pit. Once you've done that, you need to go ahead and cut a hole for your perforated pipe that you're going to be running along the wall. What we do is we just kind of figured out exactly how deep it needs to be in the trench. Now we're drawing a circle so we can go ahead and make the cuts on the sump pit. We're just using a jigsaw there, and we're just going to cut out the hole for the pipe. Like I said, this one's pretty deep. We had to install this one very deep to be sure we get all the water, because it just changes levels constantly. Sump pits are pretty easy to cut. Kind of a corrugated plastic in areas, but just very easy to cut. Jigsaw works great. Got to work on making that hole nice and round. Take your time. Once you've got that hole cut out, you can trim it up, make it a little bit rounder. Then you're going to stick that pipe in there. Be sure it's just large enough to stick your pipe in. to the hole. Here, we're just going to demonstrate it for you. That's perfect. That's going to discharge water into that sump pit. Now we're putting holes in the bottom of the sump pit, 1/2-inch holes. We want to gather as much water as possible from all levels underneath of this basement floor. So we're also putting holes in the sides of the sump pit, 1/2-inch holes, just up there about halfway up the wall of the sump pit, just all the way around the entire diameter of it. Spacing them about 12 inches apart maybe. So once we've got all these holes in the pit, we're going to install the pit, lace gravel in the bottom as well as around the sides of the pit so that water can make its way into the pit through our nice 1/2-inch holes. Now I want you to notice that here on the wall we've also drilled weep holes all along that bottom cinder block just underneath the basement floor. This helps tremendously to relieve any water pressure that builds up inside of the cinder blocks. Your next step here is to lace the bottom of the trench with some gravel and then install perforated pipe. You want to put your pipe in the trench with the holes facing downward. Now cover the pipe with gravel. Make the gravel level about 2 to 3 inches from the top of your trench. Install your kick plate along the cinder block. Clean up the area and start mixing your concrete. Use a trowel to smooth it out. I'm Chris with Atlantic Drain. Thank you for watching. Be sure to watch our how to install sump pumps in your new sump pit.